Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. Today, we've only got a small amount of spoilers, only about four. Well, honestly, three. One of them was left over from yesterday in the early dawn hours, if you would. But we're going to go over them real quick here on a Saturday and give you guys a couple updates. But before we get started, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Comments down below is going to feed the YouTube algorithm. Keeps us sponsor free, and I do appreciate it. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Slowly edging that way. The struggle is real. So, stay tuned to the end of the channel, or the video, I should say, for some news on some box openings we're going to do out of the blue. So, let's get started. First off, we have our first spoiler. We have Inferno Daddy, or Inferno Titan. 2 red and 4 for a 6/6. Inferno Titan gets +1/+0 until the end of turn for every red, and whenever it attacks, it bolts or does 3 damage. Divided any way you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. This is probably not the most popular Titan, but it is still a sweet Titan used in Commander, and everybody does love it. I'm glad to see it get a reprint, and it makes me wonder if the other Titans are to come as well. This is the first Titan we've seen. The Green Titan, we like to call Showtime, hasn't been spoiled yet, which is kind of shocking. Although it is technically banned in Commander, last I checked. But it would be interesting if they put the entire Titan set of 5 in here, knowing one of them is banned, because that would kind of be a feel bad for me, and I'm not sure that's a good idea. So maybe they don't, maybe they will. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, point being, Inferno Daddy's here. So next we have for today Freyalise Llanowar's Fury, 2 green and 3 for this 3 loyalty planeswalker. If you +2 it, which is a lot, you get to create a 1/1 green elf that adds 1 mana, otherwise Llanowar elf. Dun dun dun. -2, you get destroy target artifact or enchantment, a very prime piece of real estate for a -2 on a 5-cost planeswalker, I will say. And -6 if you get to ultimate it. Well, this isn't even an ultimate, but you get to draw a card for each green creature you control. Can be pretty sweet. At best, you could get, at worst, you get 2 if you make 2 elves first. But if you're playing green, you're going to have a lot more stuff going on than that. And obviously, it can be your commander, yada, yada, yada. Again, not a lot of value here, just like with Inferno Titan. But an okay rare. I don't think it's something that we really needed. But there you have it. So, moving on, next we have Gelsa, Blade of Gold Knight. 2 white, red, and 4 colorless for this 5/5 baddie. Flying First Strike Angel. If a source would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent that opponent controls, that source deals double that damage instead. And if a source would deal damage to you or a permanent you control, prevent half of that damage. Great commander, great card. And again, I must say, these busts or profile pictures of these cards are just amazing. For all you anime fans out there, this is definitely bringing the sauce for me, because, man, I could not imagine how beautiful this chick is unless she was drawn like this. Really, the other cards really just didn't give her justice. This is pretty sweet, and I think some of these, the picture style, the art style of these cards are really going to give some value to these cheaper cards. So even though they're only going to be $2 or $3, they may be $1 or so more than the normal card, just because of these profile pictures. We'll get into that later in a whole another video, but I do say that these pictures are really sweet. So, and then moving on for our last card of the day, we have Hannah, Ship's Navigator, blue-white 1 for the 1/2. For the same cost as casting it, return target artifact or enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Not a whole lot of play for this one, to the point where it's very popular. Does see some play, though. In decks that may have an Emery or some other weird theme in it. All in all, probably dollar bin. But then again, if this has a profile pick, much like the other cards, I think it will do a lot for the card value. I mean, you tell me down below what you think. I really think the profile picture, bust picture, whatever, headshot, whatever you want to call it, money shot. Anyway, of all these cards are really going to bring a whole new level of gameplay and collectability. But it's not going to be a high level of collectability. I do want to stress that. But it will give you something better to collect if that's what you're into. And I do think they're going to outshine some of the older cards just because of the new art, the new picture, the new style. Um, just in my personal opinion. Um, and could that be a bad thing? Not really, as it does give value to the newer cards, but at the same time, it takes away some value from the older cards, unless you're somebody who just wants the old art and stuff, which at the same time is also cool. So, it's half a dozen one, it's six the other. Maybe this is the way that Wizards needs to go to up their game of collectability without basically pissing everybody off, which I'm sure they'll figure out some way to do it in the process because that's just what they do. So, um, yeah. So there you have it. Those are the leaks for today. I'm moving on to talk about something else. So as you guys know, Amazon did another quote unquote dump during July 11th and 12th during Prime Day, where they did put a lot of things on sale. We'll go over that in a later video. But with that being said, I did sneak on in there and grab me a few collector boxes. Those were collector boxes of one of my favorite sets, Dominaria United. Honestly, one of my favorite sets is going to be any set with the words Dominaria attached to it or set inside the plane of Dominaria. So I know I say that a lot, but there's a theme here, and let's just recognize that and move on. Okay, so anyway, so I did go through and pick up the max, quote unquote, orderable amount of boxes, which was 3. Um, and from what I could see, they still have some for sale. So not either A, not everybody picked them up, or B, there's a shit ton out there. Either way, though, I did pick them up for around 110, I believe is what it was. And I'm going to open all 3 of those on the channel. And let's take a look if that set still holds value. And what it would be like to open one of those collector boxes now. And if you bought one on Amazon Prime Day for the 110, was it worth the money? I'm going to say it is, just because I think that's one of the better sets. It's hold a lot of value. We'll go over that later. And to be honest, we'll see what happens when we actually open it. So until next time, be kind, you guys. Don't forget, comment, like, subscribe. I don't know if we're going to have any more previews for tomorrow. Keep in mind, I think there's only, according to the list that I've seen, around 30 more cards to be previewed. That's not very many, so we may very well see all those between Sunday and Monday. And then after which that, we will go in and we will hit the Dominaria United collector booster boxes. Start opening those bad boys along with our normal stuff. I'll sprinkle them in there. If some other stuff comes up on the channel that we need to talk about, we'll go into that. Spread the boxes out if we have to. But don't forget, stay tuned for that. Also, reminder, coming up first week August is Gen Con in Indianapolis, Indiana. I go to this every year. I've told you guys this. And for anybody who shopped on my store while it's been open, you guys will know the store is not quote unquote closed during that time. The store will be open so you can buy anything that you want. However, nothing will be shipped until the following Monday or Tuesday of the following week, due to the fact that I have to fly to Gen Con, get all my stuff, fly back, eventually catch up on my sleep, because when you have 4 days of gaming, sleep's not a high priority. That's just how that kind of stuff goes down. In case you didn't know. Dun-dun-dun. So yeah, so keep that in mind. So if you do buy from the eBay store, you'll see items starting getting shipped probably Monday or Tuesday of the next week on August 7th and 8th. Also, cards are being listed now on my TCG store. Those cards are a lot cheaper, but remember, if you're buying cards from the TCG player store that I run, You're not going to get tracking or any of that stuff because they don't have any of that cool stuff like eBay does. Yes, you'll pay a little more for my cards on eBay, but you'll get a lot better service and you'll get insurance for your cards. On TCG Player, it's the post office, and I'm here to tell you, you're going to lose stuff. Trust me. As much as I ship, you will lose stuff. So until next time, be kind, and I hope to see you across from the game table. Hell, maybe at Gen Con. Oh.